How are you guys feeling this close to game day?
We've had a really good week. I thought the guys bounced back and worked really hard. It's been their best effort, kind of matching intensity-wise, been their best effort all year. And now we just kind of need to put it together mentally and go in, ready to play fast and free and full of confidence.
Do you feel like the communication improved this week?
Definitely. And I think there's been a lot made of communication, which is absolutely vital. It happens in every game. It happens in every game. It's something that you try to create situations as much as possible to create either chaos or formations or situations where extra communication has to occur, and that'll be an ongoing battle forever for every team.
Can you give us an example of a specific breakdown that you've addressed and you think it ended?
Well, again, you're doing that constantly. Whether it's in the offensive line, having one word apply to 5 guys, or sometimes one word applies to 7 guys from the O-line to the quarterback to the tailback. From a protection standpoint, we say one word. That changes 7 jobs, or who's blocked and who's not for the quarterback's awareness. Defensively, if it's a certain formation or a certain split or a certain motion to create whatever it is, a 2x2 formation or a 3x1 set, an empty set, there's constant communication. And so that's something, especially if a guy's not totally confident in what he's doing, they tend to kind of go in phone booth mode, and that's when you need to thrive together with a bunch of guys communicating.
I asked you about urgency on Tuesday, and now we're at Thursday, and you're getting ready to leave. Are you satisfied with tempo, pace, urgency?
Well, I don't know if you're ever satisfied. We've been a little bit better this week, just in our total sense of urgency. But that's something you always again, you're always going to talk about and address in an ongoing manner.
When you guys are watching tape on UCLA, does the majority of that happen early in the week, or what's the progression of how you guys are looking at them? And
I
kind of want to know what your day to day is in terms of how you're watching them.
Yeah, well, we watch everybody in the off season. Both what we did against them, what they did against other people, what other people did against them, and then really, in some cases like this one, that changes because of the defensive coordinator. Obviously, Coach Moore has a tremendous influence on that as well. A lot of the principles are the same. They've got a ton of guys back. I'm speaking from a defensive standpoint, and so there's certain things that you can carry over and certain things you can't. And then during the normal course of a game week, basically post game, you're going to review your film and then go to work on your next opponent with again game film that's the most recent. And then when you start formulating a game plan, you start paring it down from there, and you're looking at formation similarities, personnel similarities from other teams, coupled with your practice film, and so it's kind of a little catch-all by the end of the week of you've pared down what you're watching, from their standpoint, and you're more focused kind of on your deal.
Okay.
Is there a different sense of urgency coming off one loss, going into a game that there's a different kind of hype about this game? Is there a different kind of urgency with this team, with so much talk that Oregon is not out of that national title picture?
Well, we don't talk about that, and again, I think I said that on whatever day the conference call is, Tuesday, is every week you better have urgency, and whether you win or lose, that sense of urgency needs to be, if not the exact same, similar. And that's how you constantly improve. That's how you worry about yourself and not everybody else, not all the noise, because that's what matters. It's what our guys believe in between their ears, not what somebody else does.
How do you tune that out, even with the landscape is so big?
Yeah, it's difficult, and it's not necessarily the landscape, but just the constant whatever, blog, Twitter, all the expertise that is out there is not completely unavoidable, but certainly letting it affect someone's belief or someone's confidence is tough, especially for some of our younger guys who haven't been through this before. But yeah, it's an amazing sport right now across the landscape, and the college football playoff has certainly done its job for creating a bunch of and it's great from the media standpoint. You can pick 4 teams one week and then you just erase it and pick 4 more, and that's always interesting.
Is this a must-win game, or do you think in those terms?
No, we don't think in those terms. We it's a must have a great Thursday, and get ready for Saturday as best as we possibly can.
Is there any added importance in starting quickly against UCLA to kind of build the confidence early in the game?
It never hurts, we're gonna hopefully play a 4-quarter game regardless. But it's always good to get off to a great start for whatever reason. But then you have to sustain it. You've seen a bunch of games, a bunch of comeback wins where you thought it was over and somebody comes back, and it's a 4-quarter game. And our guys have worked a great deal both this season and this offseason to be in great shape, and we're in excellent condition. Now we have to go out and play with confidence and precision and discipline and get it done.
Mark, Larry Scott announced last night that the head of officiating has resigned. And just generally speaking, in what ways can the Pac-12 improve its officiating going forward?
I don't know. I mean, everybody can improve at everything, and that's I heard about that the other day, and that's a thankless job, I think, to a certain extent. And those guys have a difficult job, as does everybody else. It's a high intensity situation, and everybody wants the same thing.
You've coached in the Big 12 and other conferences. I mean, is it the same nationally, or are different conferences better?
Well, I have no idea. Yeah. I have no idea. The conference to conference generalizations are obviously always out there, but every official at any level is ridiculed. That's the unfortunate reality of that job. It's a tough job, thankless job, and a necessary one.
Did you bring your finger?